So you've met the love of your life. He just happens to be the person who you're working side by side with. Here are a couple of things that you need to consider. First and foremost, you want to check your company policy. What are the rules around dating? Chances are, one of the things that's going to be required is for you to disclose the fact that you are dating to a superior. Don't be afraid of that. At the end of the day, I think it's actually better to come out with the fact that you're dating. It shows that you're mature, that you're able to deal with this relationship in the context of your career. And this also gives your boss the opportunity to ask whether or not you might want to be separated, whether or not you may want to go to a different department, so that there's no conflict of interest attached to your relationship. The other thing you want to do if you do decide to date this person is consider your peers and your colleagues. So definitely no PDA, but beyond that, you need to be really respectful of boundaries. You need to have a conversation with your partner beforehand and say, okay, this is the stuff we're gonna deal with in the office, this is the stuff that we're gonna deal with at home. You have to be really careful not to gossip with your coworkers. So you've had a huge fight with your boyfriend who happens to be this person's colleague. You need to be really careful about not disclosing personal information that is gonna hinder the way that this person feels about your dating partner as a colleague. Last but not least, one of the biggest mistakes people make when it comes to dating is to think that nobody knows. What ends up happening is you walk into a conference room or you see him walking down the hall and you start to blush and giggle, and the reality is so much less salacious than the fantasy that people are thinking up in their minds. So at the end of the day, be adults about this. Just talk about the fact that you are dating, that you're not going to let this be a conflict of interest, that you're mature enough to be able to handle the personal and the professional. You can date successfully in the workplace. There's just a couple of rules you have to follow.